Everybody here watching, I'm not kidding, do not do any of this at home. From like the bottom of my heart, I'm begging you guys, just watch this. Do not be influenced by it. Learn from this experience, but do not go into this practice. It's dark. It's not good. This is not what Jesus wants us to do. I can't participate in that.
And just know that that is all for the pushing and trying to understand the answers of the paranormal. This is not me like trying to disrespect your religion or something. This is purely being like, this is the next step in understanding what these spirits can do.
No, and I understand that, and I do want to say to you personally, like, I'm not going to like be upset with you if you do this. It's not going to be something that I'm like disappointed by. I am just, as your friend, heeding you the warning of what you're about to do, and you have the choice if you want to do it or not.
All right, y'all. We back with another video, man. Y'all already know what's going on, all right? Now, check this out. By the title of this video, a lot of y'all already know these two dudes, right? I never seen these guys in my life until someone sent me a clip from one of their most recent videos, which I think was about 8 days ago if you go to their YouTube channel. Now, I'm serious, you know. YouTube and the world is a big place. Sometimes you'll see creators you've never seen in your life, and they got 15 million subs. Like these two guys, Sam and Colby. A lot of the times I come across creators I've just never seen in my life, and they 2-3 million subs on YouTube. Boom, that's just how it works, right? Y'all already know what we about to get into. They did a video where these two got the bright idea to try and summon the devil by way of a witch that they hired, where her job, and she makes it, you know, like her mission to successfully contact the devil. Literally, not the demons or anything. She tries to contact the devil. It's her mission, you know, like her life mission. So I'm going to let them tell y'all the story of where and why they wanted to do this ritual. One of the most haunted places in the United Kingdom where they went to perform this ritual. We're going to jump into a couple of clips from the actual video itself and show why one of them didn't actually want to participate because it so-called went against his Christian values. He was, you know, in it to create the idea with his partner, you know, but he didn't actually want to participate in the ritual. So I thought that part was interesting. But they went on Theo Von's podcast recently, just a couple of days ago, and they gave sort of the backstory about the very haunted place where they went to, where a lot of those witches were placed on trial and murdered. And, you know, I'm going to let them tell y'all the story. It'll give you a background on why they wanted to do the video and the ritual in the first place. And then we'll get into some of the clips of the actual ritual itself. It kind of blew my mind, but I wasn't surprised that obviously their channel and stuff is kind of based off of this kind of stuff. But in this day and age, I was not surprised at two creators who have millions of views per video try to summon the devil through a ritual live on camera. We're talking millions. I mean, they dropped a video 1 day ago and it already got 3 million views. The video they did where they're trying to summon the devil has like 6 million views. Yeah, 6 million views. I only say that to say they have the attention of millions. And they actually decided, hey, we're going to try and summon the devil in front of all of y'all. Crazy. That being said, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this clip from the Theo Von podcast. Gonna have to cover it up because he copyrights his stuff. So check this out.
Some of the most haunted places in the world that we know of right now. Are they different? Is there a common link between all of them? Like, what are you able to, is there sort of a overall hypothesis that you can come up with through all that? Or is it all just one by one?
Most of them, honestly, are their own separate like entities or whatever. No pun intended. To where like you'll go to like one spot and like learn a bunch of history about the place that's like maybe like 500 years old in the U.S. It's not gonna have any correlation to like a 500-year-old place in like France or something like that. So I think every single spot comes with its own story and its own spirits. There's also like human spirits. There's more like demonic things you could talk to as well. Earthly spirits. So there's a lot of different like variables, I guess you could say, depending on like where you go.
Really? So some places have different types of spirits?
That kind of depends on the history of what all happened there, and like how much trauma there is in the said place. Because again, all of this is based on the energy that's at the location.
Is there one that stands out to you that kind of had a demonic energy? Because that's an interesting word.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so one place that we went to for this October, we went to Pendle Hill. And so that's a place that's considered one of the most haunted, or if not the most haunted place in the United Kingdom.
Pendle Hill?
Pendle Hill.
Pendel?
DLE. Yeah.
DLE.
But that was the home of the most infamous witch trials ever happened. So, like, basically 11 witches were killed, 12 were like put on trial for doing witchcraft. And at that time, a lot of witches turned to the devil because witches were outcasted by the church. And so when they would turn to the devil, they made this place more like demonic, and like it has this like devil satanic pull to it. Wow. And so we actually brought out a witch that was doing witchcraft to summon the devil, and that was her main practice, and had her try to summon and channel the devil himself.
The actual
And
devil.
It was like literally like hundreds of years of witches on this exact hill have been practicing trying to speak with the devil, and we tried to recreate that as close as possible, which was one of, if not the most terrifying thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
But like, for example, that would make a place more demonic if we have hundreds of years of people putting their effort and all of their power. Again, if we're talking about opening yourself up to a spiritual thing, if all you're doing is putting that faith and that energy towards something demonic, you're going to attract the demonic. You're not going to attract something that's like happy.
Oh, for sure. Let me see this. Pendle Hill is most infamous for its ties to the Pendle witch trials of 1612, where several local women were tried and executed for witchcraft. The area is steeped in legend, including tales of supernatural occurrences. Does it have any more? Can you give me a little bit more information about the witches?
Maybe you could say like look up the story of Alison Device. This is how it all started.
How you guys found it? Oh, this is how it all began.
This is how it all began. I wish we found this.
That'd be so
crazy.
cool.
The story of Alison Device, Alison, is central to the infamous Pendle witch trials of 1612 in Lancashire, England. She was a young woman from a poor family who one spring morning encountered John Law, a peddler from Halifax, while walking to Trawden Forest. Alison asked him for some pens, a common request at the time, as pens were believed to have uses in folk magic. Law refused, prompting Alison to utter a curse against him, upon which Law soon collapsed, suffering symptoms that were later recognized as a stroke.
Now that is insane. Pure intention to try and summon demonic spirits or the devil himself. Obviously not knowing who you're going to summon. I highly doubt they were actually successful in summoning the devil himself if hundreds or thousands of witches who have, lived in that area or come to that area to try and summon the devil. I can't sit here and say that none of them were successful because obviously we don't know that. But pure intention. What was very interesting about that clip, right? Y'all know when I always talk about setting up the stage for darkness, like in concerts, so you're able to transfer spirits or invoke spirits, cast spells. You have to set up the darkness to, you know, inhabit the darkness or invite the darkness. Like, demons aren't coming to a place that's not, you know, ready to host them, basically, right? Remember, I talk about that with concerts. They told you exactly the intentions behind what they were doing by telling you that if you go to a place where hundreds or thousands of witches, they put their intent, their energy, their faith in trying to summon the devil, he said, you're gonna summon something demonic. You're not gonna summon something, you know, happy. Something very dark is gonna come from that experience because you're in a place where basically a spiritual portal, a demonic portal has been created because so many put their energy there. They put their faith in that space that, yes, we're gonna summon the devil. I'm making this, you know, my mission to summon the devil. I'm putting my all into these rituals. We're gonna summon the devil. And they wanted to go and recreate that process in a place where it has been tried thousands of times. Because you have to go, you know, you have to go somewhere where the veil would be thinner and it would make it easier to make contact to the other side. I thought that was just very interesting, but more interesting on the fact that, you know, yeah, they're content creators, you know, if you want to call them that. The fact that, you know, you would even allow yourself to try and contact or summon the devil for content, for something to post on YouTube is just insane to me.
Like, worried about this?
I'm very worried about this because, seriously, as a Christian, and I'm sure a lot of Christians out here watching as well, you're not supposed to mess with this dark magic like this. Literally summoning Satan. It's fucked up and it doesn't sit right with my soul. And I don't ever want to be paranoid or like think that something bad is going to happen to me because like I'm trying to make a cool YouTube video.
It's something I would never play with. We could have came up with another video. Like, if this is me and my friend, we could have came up with another video, you know. I don't really know what to say to that, but without me doing too much talking right here, y'all, we'll get into a couple of clips of the actual attempt to summon the devil. So yeah, man, y'all, check this out.
The biggest misconception that people have about the devil.
That I'm all evil.
So what is your true intention if you say that you're not all evil?
Protection for those that need it.
Roxanne here has pointed out multiple times tonight that if you see something specific that's going on with me in these sorts of rituals, can you enlighten us? What is it exactly that she is seeing?
You have a darker soul than most. Different spiritual awakening soon.
A different spiritual awakening soon.
Yeah. I sense that about you. I feel that about you.
You feel that I have a darker soul?
Yeah, but not necessarily in the way that people think or see darkness. But I think there's something about you specifically that understands that.
We mean no disrespect. We just need your help.
That's the sign of him.
The moth just like came on.
That's my devil's sign. See?
Whoa.
He said he hears you. That's good.
Decided not to partake in this because he's very religious. I'm curious your relationship with God. What would you like to tell the world about your relationship with God?
I felt like something else was trying to come through, but I just couldn't.
Someone's walking.
He said, I'm not what they say.
I'm not what they say.
Of course he's gonna say that.
Do you believe that God is more powerful than you?
God is the Almighty. Nobody is more powerful.
Again, it's like there's something blocking. We're all powerful.
Now, if y'all want to go check out the full video, I think it's about an hour long. I think it's just called "We Tried Summoning the Devil." Sam and Colby YouTube channel. Not really interested in showing much more of it. So, just real quick, I thought it was interesting in the beginning where, you know, if you want to believe she's actually contacting some sort of demonic spirits or the devil, where the witch girl said that she sees he has a darker soul, but not a darker soul in the way you would think, but in a way that he understands what's going on. Now, if that ain't some backward talk, then I don't know what is, because you can only have, you know, I only see light and then I see darkness. There's only two types of souls. You know, there's only two types of eyes. When you look into a person, you're either going to see light in them eyes or you're going to see darkness in those eyes. And when you see darkness or you don't see nothing in the eyes of a person, you know, eyes of a man, eyes of a woman, window to the soul, when you don't see nothing, most of the time, you relate that to darkness. You relate that to, you know, heavy trauma, or just, you know, person just ain't got no soul. That's why people say the eyes are the window to the soul. You can see light in people's eyes. You can see beauty in people's eyes, you know, and you can also see trauma. You can see what they've been through. You can see darkness in their eyes. And so when I hear that someone has a darker soul, I'm not thinking of a person being able to understand black magic and rituals. You know what I'm saying? I think of this person has a dark soul, like they can host spirits. You know, maybe they are part of a bloodline where they able to host these demonic spirits and reach these spirits. I mean, they made it seem like he was the only one that was willing to, you know, try and summon the devil. The caption over that video was, "Never in my 8 years of watching Sam and Colby did I ever think Sam would be summoning the devil." So these people have had millions of fans, according to this, for over 8 years. And for somebody to come out and say this just goes to show you the direction that they've turned as far as their content. Eventually, it leads to this. You know, there's plenty of ghost chasers and people out there who do like paranormal stuff, but eventually you lead to some shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, it's just something I could never see myself actually playing with, you know, or trying to do. I don't even know what would be fascinating about going to a very demonic place, a demonic portal, with a witch who makes it her job to contact the devil. She said, "That's my devil." She told him he hears you. He's happy with you. When that moth appeared, she said that's a sign of the devil and that he hears you. He's happy with you. Like, she said, "That's my devil." Like, what? That's crazy. I would never align myself with people who have them kind of beliefs. I'm sorry. I would never will do it. And for content, hell no. That's crazy. So like I said, man, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. You know, just this is one of those videos where it's just, I don't even care to watch it too much and show all of that, because just the tone of this video is kind of dark. But I wanted to get it out there because like I said, I never heard of them guys until like 5 days ago when somebody sent me the clip, and I had to do a video on it. Y'all already know what's going on, man. But yeah, with that being said, man, I hope y'all enjoyed that one. You know, let me know what y'all want to see next, man. It's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. All right, I'm out.